I have got Richard Bootle from the Rundl platform and Law Lab with me on the AREC couch today. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's lovely to be here.
So I have had the benefit of a video conference with you, learning about the Rundl platform, and safe to say, mind blown.
That's very kind.
Talk to us about where Rundl came from.
Rundl came out of the real pain that we were experiencing in